Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Tim Campbell's Athlete 519. For everything in real estate, give Tim Campbell a call at 519-259-9999. Today's special guest is, I hope I get this right, is Stephen Abadoodle?
Adamolu. Yeah, that's good. That was good. That was good.
Did I spell it right?
That was good. That's right.
Yeah?
Adamolu. Yeah.
Okay, Adamolu.
It's beautiful.
And he's a soccer star. He grew up here in the 519. And, of course, every time I start off the show, I always ask the guys about growing up in the 519.
Yes.
Now, when you were growing up, now how did you attract yourself to soccer? Or were you playing like baseball or basketball or hockey?
Played everything. Grew up. I got 7 brothers, 1 sister. So we all played. Yeah, we all played baseball and then soccer. That's how it went.
Well, because you had a whole team.
Yeah. Just the way it is. Yeah, so that's how it started.
And so you played baseball? Like, did you play like in the leagues or
just like house league?
And then you were playing soccer, and then you kind of took up. Yeah. Now, were you always good at soccer?
Nope, I was not. I used my toe a lot, and I didn't understand the game. So,
does it go from like at some point you must said somebody must look at you and go, man, this guy's pretty good.
I don't remember.
Or this kid.
I don't remember that.
No?
No, I don't remember.
So then you just played house league.
House league. It was different though. House league, you played house league, and to play travel soccer or competitive, you were selected.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You would play house league and you were selected. You couldn't try out. There was no tryouts.
Oh, yeah.
They came. The travel team came and they picked you, and then you went.
Oh, and then that was it for the house league?
But you got to play both until the age of like 11. Then you just could only play competitive.
Now, so obviously somebody saw the good in you. Were you scoring a ton of goals?
There's a ton of goals, always.
Were you?
Yes.
Like you just go down the field?
Just go down.
Now, is it because you're fast?
Because I was fast.
Yeah?
100%.
Oh, yeah?
I was faster than everybody.
Now when did the foot, what do you call it, dribbling? When did that all come into? Or you just started practicing on your own?
Yeah, man, I can't tell you when it happened, but like these things just happen where you're playing and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, I can dribble better. I can shoot better. It just comes from practice.
And at full speed.
And at full speed. I was missing a lot when I was a youth, like a 13-year-old, especially like 14. I'd miss a lot of breakaways. We had the foreign parents, so they would yell and throw things at us. You know, they wouldn't let us down so easy. They wouldn't let us like. Just tough ride home, man.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Now, did any of your brothers play on the same team, or were you separated by?
Yes,
years?
I have a twin. So
you do?
Yeah, so we always played together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did he play?
He played.
Now, all the way up, did he play pro?
He went to the same university as me because I went to Cleveland State.
Oh yeah.
And then he came to Sweden for a bit, came to Norway for a bit, and because he had played in Windsor for so long, the level's not so high. So he wasn't the same player he was before. You could tell the difference. He was still good, but Windsor good, not like professional good.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
That was a reality check for him because he couldn't practice every day. They didn't practice every day. So it was tough.
So at what age do you say, like, people are talking to you and go, hey, there's a chance to, like, we're in high school and they're going, hey, there's a chance for you to, get a scholarship, or were you just saying, no, I'm going pro?
No, I didn't go pro. So I was a 4-sport athlete. So I played football to begin with, basketball.
I'm thinking track because you're fast.
Yeah, soccer and track together. So in high school, that's all I did. So I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I had no idea which sport it was going to be.
Now, were you fast in track? Like, were you considered one of the fastest in the 519?
No. You had Chris Doopy. You had Sean McFarland. You had all kinds of people.
Oh, yeah.
They were faster than me.
Chris Doopy was fast?
Chris Doopy was fast.
Yeah.
Boy, that hockey player. Strong and fast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense though.
So that's how it worked for my high school. I just, in the end, OJ got a scholarship. OJ Atogwe went to Herman.
Yeah.
So he got the scholarship to Stanford, and he's like my big brother. So he lives in Forest Glade too. So we seen him do it, and we're like, man, I want to get a scholarship. So you just copy your environment.
Yeah, but you're playing all 4 sports, or you were just good at 4 sports.
I was good at 4. I didn't know which one to go with. So when I got the scholarship offer from every sport, I decided soccer because I could.
Well, one, you weren't tall enough for basketball.
I wasn't tall enough at all. I was not tall enough. I was not tall at all. And football, I could have, but I just thought I could offer more to soccer. I thought I was quicker. I thought I could express and I didn't have to learn plays. Didn't have to learn no football plays.
Oh, you just had to score.
I just wanted to score and do my thing. So that was a big one.
So your position was striker?
Striker.
Now, what was my question? So, like you take basketball, you take football, even track, I guess. But in soccer, is height an advantage anymore? Not really.
Not really. Not really.
Like, or is it position wise? Does it matter? Like, so being a striker, you're so fast, you're gone.
Yeah.
But a taller defender, could he not have the advantage of, like, if the ball's coming in, he can head it or whatever? But it still doesn't matter.
Yes, aerial. Obviously, if they're taller, they'll have the advantage. But soccer is more. Depends how you play. But for me, if you have technical skill and technical bit, it's all about your feet and the ball. Feet and the ball. I don't know what's the same as hockey. Puck and the stick, like it's got to be like they belong together.
Yeah.
And if it does, it's easier. Soccer's super easy. You don't have to be physically strong. Like I've been went against a 6'6" player, bigger, stronger than me. He couldn't catch me.
Yeah,
it goes back to like football. I'm running. If you can't, you can be as big as you want. I'm like Barry Sanders.
You can't hit me. They're not knocking you down.
It's all good. They love you.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like Barry Sanders. For football, I was like Barry Sanders. For basketball, I was like Muggsy Bogues. Track, I was just raw. I was just
you just knew you could go.
Just knew, and we didn't practice.
Oh yeah,
we didn't. I didn't.
Well, because you're at all the other practices.
Yeah, soccer. This. So we just went to practice a little, and we just like it was raw. Everything track wise was raw.
Yeah.
Soccer, it was more structured.
And back then, you're what are you, 16, 17? So schools are looking at you, or you're sending videos to them, and they're having a look at you. Because I know a lot of schools don't like to come down to Windsor, but you're sending them out and all that. Now, do you get the sense? Are they saying, yeah, you know what, we're interested, we're going to come down and watch you play? Or all you had to do is send your video?
Just video. Back then, it was just my dad would make the videos with the cassettes.
Oh, yeah.
And he would just mail it out to every coach. And they'd reply back, and that's how, like, we didn't have no emails. We didn't have no text.
Oh, that's true. It was like a phone call.
Yeah, that was it. It was a phone call or a page.
So now you got to decide where you're going to go.
Yeah.
So now was Cleveland your only spot, or did you go because of the coach?
So I went to UNCP, University of North Carolina at Pembroke. That was my first school, then I transferred. I got my scholarship like last week of July. So I didn't get to visit the school. I was the last one. So I watched all my friends from Dan Lumley go to Kentucky. Another kid went to Syracuse. Another friend, like they were all going like D1. And I was just late. Like it was my grades.
Oh, yeah?
We all know as athletes, sometimes we
don't
pay attention in class. We should, but it always comes back to you. So that came back to me.
That's for sure.
I had scholarships D1, but...
Oh, so then Pembroke, was that a junior college?
That was a D2 school.
Okay.
So I went there for a year, and I dominated. And then I
transferred. At your marks?
Yeah. Everything raised up. I was rookie of the year. My grades were higher, and it was hard. And then I transferred to Cleveland State.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then I was there for 2 years.
And it's closer to home. Family can come and watch.
Yeah. And then, it's crazy. Then that same year that I transferred, my best friend, Javier, he came to school with me too because he was in Denver at a D1 school. He didn't like it. So I said, hey, this guy at Cleveland, he likes me. I said, hey, if you don't want Javier, then I can't come. So he took my best friend.
No.
And then the next year after that, my twin brothers, I'm like, I got a good player. Then my twin brother came. It's crazy. So I had 3 of my people that I grew up with, my brother, and we grew up our whole entire life together.
And now, was the team successful?
Yeah, we was good. We were good.
Yeah?
We were good. We made our first year, we made it to the conference final. And the second year, we lost in like the quarters to Detroit Mercy.
Oh, yeah?
It was a hard loss.
Yeah, that's good, man. I got to show this. So, I mean, obviously... You went to play pro.
Yes, sir.
And so, like, do you even know that the pros are, or now, it's more advanced, the pros are looking at you, they're letting you know.
Yeah.
Now, do you go down to a camp, or are you already invited to go?
What do you mean for pro?
Yeah.
How it works for pro is you find an agent, the agent finds a team for you, you go on tryout there. If they like you, you stay. If not,
but that's what I'm saying. So, but you take these, like you're playing at school, anybody can say, well, I'm going to get an agent. But like, is an agent coming to you and saying, hey,
no.
Steven, you're very good?
No, it worked like this. So I played for the under 23 Canadian team.
Oh, yeah.
So all those players I grew up playing against, like all of them I grew up playing with as a kid. So they were all pros. They weren't going to school. I think one person was going to school.
Oh, yeah.
So after we played our games there. I was like, man, I'm good enough to play there. Like, I'm good enough to play. And I had known my coach knew an agent in Toronto, and he was like, hey, I can introduce you. And things didn't work with school, and the agent said, give me a month. It was like a week or a month, and found me a team in Sweden. And boom, I just left.
Now, so how many guys from the 519 were playing for Team Canada? It couldn't have been a lot.
I said maybe 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe.
I guess that's pretty good. I mean, but is it all of Canada or is it mostly
all
a team?
of Canada?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Newfoundland. Calgary.
So
Vancouver.
now you broaden your horizon. Now you have 20 more. Or how many's on a soccer team? It's like
24.
24.
Yeah.
Now you have 24 new friends that are from all over Canada.
All over Canada.
And they're probably playing all over Europe.
Over the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
Now, how was it playing for Team Canada?
It was good.
Yeah.
You know, it was a bit overdue, but it was good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
How do you mean overdue?
Well, I thought they should have got me when I was 16.
16?
Because remember, I was raw and I was just like an athlete.
Yeah.
And remember, all those people that I was playing with, they were always playing for Canada. So they've been playing for Canada. When I went for the U23, they've always been with Canada since like 14. So I've been playing with these guys the whole time. And I was always a top goal scorer. So when they never picked me, it was like, but I'm better than the people that are playing there. So why don't you pick me? So it is that's why I say it's overdue, because I should have been played on the team, because I was always playing against them.
You gotta like the confidence, I'll tell you that.
I tried.
So you go over to Europe.
Yeah.
And so your first team is Switzerland.
Sweden. In Sweden, a club called Trelleborg.
Now, what's the difference? So how old are you when you're going there?
23.
So 23 years old. Now, you already played college.
Yeah.
Now, colleges, you're like, wow, this is really good, because it's better than, like you said about your brother.
Yeah.
He was a good player in the 519, but when he came to Cleveland or whatever, he was still good for Windsor. But now
pro is a bit different.
So, and how much of a step? Because now you're a man, right?
Yeah.
Now you're playing against men. Now you're playing against what, 35-year-old?
Yeah.
and what's the difference in that? Do you just say, wow, like this is what?
It's just faster, man. It's just and their skill on the ball. It's like it's just together. Like the ball belongs to their foot. It's like it doesn't, like, they don't have to look down and look at the ball. They control it and they're scanning the field.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a whole different, like everything's going faster because they can see things before the ball even gets there. So that was and the physicality of it was like, it was no joke. Like they're fighting for positions. So remember, if I'm coming from Canada, I take, it's called the international spot on the team.
Oh, yeah,
and you're only allowed like 4. So if I go in there, I got to be one of the best 4 in the country that they want, in the world that they want.
Yeah.
Not just the country, the world. So these other players on the team originally, they're locals. They don't want to lose that position to me, especially to a guy that just came from college. So at practice, they're banging me. Like they're hitting me hard.
And there's no referee to blow the whistle and go,
especially at practice, they just let you go.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the real world.
Now, were you tough enough to stick it out?
I was tough enough, yeah. Because at 16, I was playing with men.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
We had it different, though. We had it the way it was. So we would play in our youth league, and then we would play in our men's league here. So we'd play in like OISL, like Ontario. We'd play like Toronto, London,
yeah.
our age. And then we would come back home and we'd play in a men's league. And they were good. It was
and the men's were just as tough, too.
They were good. They were men. And, our parents sometimes didn't like it because they were like men. Like 35, and they were hitting young kids, and you can only imagine the parents, right? They don't care, but our coaches were so good, they're like, they have to get used to it.
Yeah.
So kudos to our coaches, man.
Now, did you have good coaches in
greatest coaches?
Windsor?
I had the greatest coaches.
Yeah. Who was your coach? Who was one of your coaches?
My first was Dan Doherty, and then my second was Mr. Lumley has always been my coach for Herman. Always been my coach.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Even for football. I had him on, man. He was one of the most
He's
interesting guests.
Greatest man alive. Greatest man in Windsor. He, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have went to Herman. I wouldn't have played travel soccer. He used to drive us around. I don't know if you remember, in his big red van, that big one. He used to drive us around in the States because his son Dan played too on my team.
Yeah.
So we're the same age. So it was him. It was my dad. It was Glenn Garrell. Those coaches for me made me who I am.
Yeah.
Like without those all, and like Paul Sparks was like grade school. I had the best coaches, Bill Abbey. I had the
Now,
best.
do you think because you're good, you kind of just fall into the good coaching,
No.
or did it just well, I'm gonna play soccer, and all of a sudden you have
Yeah.
a great coach?
I would say that for house league because that's what happened.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's even like grade school. My grade school coach, his name was Mr. Sparks. He played in like England or he.
Oh,
played
yeah?
somewhere. He was that's our grade school coach. Now you look at the coaches now and you'll be like, well, they don't know soccer or they're learning.
Yeah.
He knew everything, so I was learning.
It's like
at
they
the
were
beginning.
prepping you for
It's
life.
it's like it was insane. They all but Mr. Lovely, boy.
So all right, so here's this picture. So you're in Europe,
Yes.
and you did a commercial.
I did a commercial, and actually, this was a commercial, and it was an interview on a radio station.
Oh yeah.
So I did two. So this was the radio station too. So I did. That was a good one. Boy, that was a good pose.
Okay. Once again, don't forget about Tim Campbell. He's a great sponsor for the athlete in the 519. For everything in real estate, give Tim Campbell a call at 519-259-9999. Section 21. So here's your stats. So I was looking at your stats, but I mean, it's all in, what is that?
That's Norwegian.
Norwegian?
Yeah.
Now, and this just says like everything you did. And now, what age are you here?
I'm 24.
Yeah?
24.
Oh, so this is like you're just starting your career
I just
there.
started.
Now,
24,
how many
25.
years you play there?
This club?
Or just in
professional?
Europe?
In Europe? Oh,
Or
geez.
professional, I guess, would be the...
Well, in Europe, I say from 2005 to 2011. So is that like 6-7 years, something like that? And then I played pro in Detroit and in Windsor. And
Oh, yeah.
So I would say maybe like 15 years, something like that, 15.
Now, was it hard? Like, are you retired now? Was it
I
hard
just,
to do it?
I'm
you
just
kinda
officially
looking?
retiring now, this year.
If they started up a pro league here, you'd be like, maybe I'll go.
No, I wouldn't do it.
No?
I wouldn't do it. No, I wouldn't do it. They wouldn't pay me enough. I know they wouldn't pay me enough. They wouldn't do that. And because I gave so much to the game.
Yeah.
Now you got to appreciate what the amount you give me.
Yeah.
It's all about appreciation. You put in this much work, and this is what you're entitled if you can perform.
Yeah.
So if I can perform, yeah, but I don't know if they give me what I want.
That's funny. So now you coach though.
Yes.
And you're coaching. Let's just explain where you're at right now.
So I am. I run. It's called CT2. It's called Complete Technical Training, where I coach all year round. Any player at any age that wants to develop their skills, I work with them throughout the whole year. I'm the technical director of Chicharo Soccer Club's house league, and potentially I'll soon be coaching a team, hopefully.
Yeah, and now would you be taking a young team and then developing to be one of the better teams, or just each year it'll be a different team?
I would hope that I would just stay with that team until they get to so if I started at an 8-year-old, hopefully I stayed with them till they're like 11, 12, and then they move on. So because I like that age from like 8 to like 12.
Now, are they there? I see it a lot in hockey where parents just push their kids into a program, and whether they're good or not,
Yes.
Like, do you eventually say, you know what, your kids just doesn't have it? Or
You got to say it to them. You got to be realistic, because I see a lot of kids nowadays, they've been lied to their whole career that they were good or they could do this. And then when you get to university or college, you can't lie no more. You can't cover that clause because
you don't have mom and dad in the
can't,
background or giving them money to play my kid.
That's it. And you will be, soccer will weed you out, man.
Yeah,
and you'll be like, what the hell? Like, what happened? No, what happened was they lied to you. They didn't tell you that, in soccer, you're going to struggle. You got to be okay with losing and being okay to realize that I'm not the best and I need to work harder. And a lot of these kids
or every aspect of the game. And I guess that's why they would go to you, right?
Yes.
You say, hey, listen,
Yeah.
if you don't work on this, you're going to be exposed
Exactly.
at the next level.
And that's what's been happening to a lot of kids. And,
Oh, yeah.
It's shocking for them because they always thought they were good because the coaches didn't tell them what's real. The one thing you'll get with me is I'll tell you what it is. I'm not going to lie to you because it'll come back to you.
Yeah.
It's bad karma,
Now, do you take I got a kid, he's real good, and then I just bring him to you and I pay you individually? Or is it always a group of kids? Or
It's both.
Oh, yeah? You have
could be
private
both.
lessons?
Private and groups.
Oh, yeah.
I like either or. I think at one point you have to start with individual and then you go to the groups. Because if you're lacking something, if I throw you in a group, even if it's like 4 kids, if the levels are different,
It's gonna show.
Yeah, it could hurt you, you know.
Yeah.
So they all have to kind of be roughly the same.
Now, is there a kid in the area that you're saying, you know what, that kid's got something, or you don't want to say it because you might blow up his head?
Nah.
Why, is there a couple kids, or just
I don't.
like you just look at a kid and go, yeah, you know,
I could see it, but it comes. I tell people all the time, it starts at everything from grade 8 down is just fundamentals. It's understanding the game and the relationship with the ball. If you get that good, that's great. When you get to grade 9, it doesn't matter what you won in grade 8, 7, 6, 5. It doesn't matter what you won. It means nothing. It's grade 9. Now you're in high school, and now you have responsibilities. You're on your own.
Yeah.
You may have a job. You may have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever it is. That will affect you. And that shows you if you're ready for it. Even if you got the skill, can you handle all that? Your friends, your parties.
Yeah, they're going out. You got to go to soccer, or you got to go to your school.
And, that's it.
And then
grade
learn.
9 is the start. And if you can do good in grade 9, then grade 10 is like, okay, you did it. Okay, let's see if you can continue.
Because really, you're not missing much more if you got through grade 9 or grade 9, 10.
Yeah.
Once grade 11 comes around, you're either something.
Yeah, but you got to have that good foundation. It's all about the foundation. You keep on going down the right path, and your foundation is good. But you have a lot of options, you know, with the parties and the friends and oh, I'm tired. Do I have to go? I got to work. So it's like, if they can manage all that, because after high school is university. It only gets harder because it's more independent. And
now there's more at university. There's more of that at university.
Big parties, big people, big friends. It's like, it's hard, man. So for me, when I was in university, I was focused.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't go to no parties like that. I didn't do all that stuff.
Oh, no?
No.
And then, but and were your buddies on board that, you know, you went to college and that, were your buddies on board, or even in high school, were your buddies on board with you, or were you like going home on your own?
High school, they protected me. So they protected the athletes. They didn't want you to go home.
Oh, yeah?
If they seen you, they're like, yo, don't mess with him, or hey, you got to go. Like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's how it was. They wouldn't offer you no drugs. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't offer you no alcohol. They wouldn't do that because they believe that they
want to see you succeed as well.
Exactly. So I think that's a little, that kind of helped me a lot.
Now, but college, now you're on your own.
Now you're on your own, man.
But you said you had 2 other guys with you, or your brother and that. So are you all focused on saying, you know what, let's just go see a movie instead of going to a party? No. Or do you go to your brother, what are you doing with that girl?
No, I mean, Javier, he was like the party, but he was so good because he could party and then he could do all his schoolwork. It was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how he did it. Occasionally I'd go out, but like it wasn't like a common thing. My twin, he'd do whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah,
and he'll still be good. He was one of those athletes that he didn't really even try. It didn't look like he was even trying.
Oh, yeah.
And he'd laugh at practice. If you seen him at practice, you say, he doesn't care. You see him at a game, it's like, holy cow, like, he runs the whole thing. You don't see players like my brother anymore. If they're poo at practice, they're probably not good in games.
Yeah.
We don't have a good practice player. We don't have that too much. You have it a little, but he was like a freak. Like, he'd mess, even in games, someone would put the ball through his leg and he'd laugh. Then he'd take it back and we're like, what? He's left-footed and he'd shoot with his right. And we're like, why are you shooting with your right? I don't know. I want to try. And we're like, what? But he scored and we'd be like, what are you doing? And it's like, so that was my environment. I was, those two, especially university, would always challenge me.
Yeah.
So that kind of.
Well, you had a good backing, obviously.
Yeah.
So let's just mention your, before we get on to this.
Oh, yes.
But let's just talk a little bit about the school and what you do. So what's the school name again?
So it's called Complete Technical Training.
Now, how long you been doing it?
I changed the name. Before it was the Adamolo Soccer Academy. So I've been doing it since 2012 while playing. So while I was playing, I was still doing it.
Oh, yeah.
So I like it. I do camps. I do clinics. I do.
And I mentioned to you earlier, you've trained my daughter a few times. Like, you came out as a special guest or whatever, and just kind of showed them what. And a good buddy of mine, or a member, Steve Collins.
Yes, good man.
Says, hey,
really good man.
And his daughters are
really good.
Players.
Yes, that's man. Yeah.
But so, what do we got here?
Oh, this one's the best one. I think Windsor should love this one. That's me in Lithuania. I won my first championship. As a professional soccer player, I said, man, it don't matter. I hated losing. I just want to be a champion. Because back to Mr. Lumley, he embedded in me that I'm a champion. Everything we won, football, basketball, soccer, he embedded that like winning is that's the way it should be. So when I became a pro, I said I want to win. So in Lithuania, we won the league. I was player of the year.
Wow.
This one was our Super Cup, so it's like a league cup, and this is like how can I explain? It's like
A Stanley Cup?
something like that. It looked like it, don't it? And then this is like we go at the table. So at the end of the season, when you're done and you're the top, you get that.
Oh, yeah.
And then the medals were just everybody got a medal. So that was an exciting time in my career because I could have been done then because I just said as a professional, all I want to do is be a champion.
Wow.
And like it takes a lot of work, but when I became it, I was like, man.
And over in Europe, soccer is huge.
It's big.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what country, Macedonia, Latvia,
every team you play, it's just packed.
It's packed.
With
ours
fans.
was pretty packed, but we had like ultra fans, and they're like crazy. They're just crazy.
What's
man.
ultra fans?
They love the club. They die, breathe the club.
Oh yeah.
It's religious for them every Sunday.
Oh, so everywhere you go out for dinner,
yes.
It's free.
Yes, sometimes it is. Your money's no good. Your money's no good.
Especially you score a big goal. Eh?
You know when you do good, when you have a good game, it's so good. You get to. Everybody knows when you have a good game, go out. Everything's free.
Yeah.
Everybody loves you. When you have a bad game, you don't go too much. You may go to the grocery store and just get out.
But that's because they love the game
They
so
love
much.
the game so much, you know? And I wasn't in countries like Italy where like soccer was like, if you lose, they want to kill you type of thing. So.
Yeah, that's true because it's happened.
Oh, yes.
Sure. Hey, what were some of the best players you ever played against?
I played against Kufor. He's like a big player. Played for like Bayern Munich, Roma.
Oh, yeah.
Played for Mexes. He played for Roma, and he played for France's International. And I played Galatasaray, and there's like so many players on their team. But yeah.
How about this area? Who's like one?
And Messi. I played against Argentina. I played against Argentina. I almost forgot that. Whew.
In this area, in the 519, at your age group, who was one of the better players, and you thought, man, that guy's so good.
At my age?
Yeah.
Or older than
Or
me?
just around, yeah.
Oh, man. Anybody
that you saw come out of here, you say, wow, that guy is
Anybody from Kennedy, that's for sure. Anybody from Kennedy. Kennedy had the soccer.
Really?
They had the Pedo brothers. They had Roma. They had Steve Arce for me. If I had someone that, like, he went to Michigan State, Steve Arce, he was the man.
Oh, yeah?
He was the one. Other than OJ, we looked at him like, ooh. He played for Canada.
I had Jerry Korak.
Okay.
He was, I don't know if you remember, but he became a kicker for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, wow.
And he won the Grey Cup with the Edmonton Eskimos,
man.
or the Elks.
Okay. Oh, they changed it.
But Draculic brothers. So, I don't know.
Yes.
I always thought of those guys being good. Even my buddy Johnny Ford, he's a small guy. Well, yeah, small, but he was fast, man. He was tough, too. But anyways.
Yes.
And but it's interesting to talk to you. Yeah. I appreciate you coming by.
Always a
pleasure, man. Everything's been good. So your school. How about the winter months? You do indoors?
Yes. So I'm doing a fall and winter academy. It starts next week, October 7th. And we still
how do they get a hold of you?
So they can find me at.
I'll put it up on the site here so they can get a hold of you.
They can go on Instagram or they can go on Facebook and they can find me. I'm really active on.
Is it expensive to have a soccer coach? I mean, soccer, your program?
No, it's not expensive. I've made it very
affordable
to everybody.
Yeah.
And if you're really good, I'll pay for you. Yes, if you're really good, I'll pay for you.
Yeah. Now you're going to get all these friends. Oh, my kid's good.
I don't open the wrong door.
Oh, you'll let them know if they're good, though.
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate you coming in, Stephen.
I appreciate you very so much, man.
It's been a great interview. I can't thank you enough. A lot of people, soccer, I know it's growing here. So, you know what? People are getting more interested. It's great to have somebody like you that's given back to the community. So I wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining in. Tim Campbell's Athlete in the 519. Make sure you check this guy out. I'll leave his email at the top, and that way you guys can get a hold of him. And hopefully you'll get more students.
Yep, hopefully.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.